This ended up being one of my favorite cakes I've made this year. This was for a baby shower and the theme was fall and pumpkins. There's also no writing on this cake, so I wanted it to be more of a scene. I feel like it's really cool when cakes can tell a bit of a story. And for me, sheet cakes are the perfect canvas. I started by drawing onesies in the sky, which is going to make a lot more sense once the design continues. After that, I drew on a bunch of different pumpkins in various sizes and shades of orange. I also added some piping details to a few of them. I love the texture it brought and kind of reminded me of a knitting pattern, so I thought that was cute and cozy. Once that was done, I wanted to frame the scene by adding trees on the left and right side, which is essential to the design because my baby clothes are going to be hanging on a clothesline. I added on a border and the different colored leaves. I even put some falling from the trees and on the ground. This is the finished cake and I am in love with it. I feel like I really captured a snapshot of a beautiful moment in time. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, thanks. Bye. I got the opportunity to paint on another cake. The only request for this cake was that there was a deer on it, and she had an unlimited budget, which gave me free reign to really make it as cool as possible. I ultimately decided to do a fall landscape painting. I started by putting the sky in the background and then adding on my trees, which started to look like fireballs, but once I added texture, they looked a lot better. And then started layering on my tree trunks and more leaves. I honestly have no idea how to paint properly, but I feel like the more layers and texture you add, the better it looks. I slowly started working my way up to the foreground, which is where my deer is going to be. Here you can see I'm adding on a lot of different shades of brown to add dimension. It really didn't start to come to life until I used my palette knife to create lots of different textures for the fur. I added on some cute face contour, and I feel like the most rewarding part was getting to draw on the antlers. Now that my deer was finished, all I had to do was complete the scenery and add on my borders. This customer also has no idea who I am, so I hope she was pleasantly surprised when she picked up the cake. I wish this was a painting so I could keep it forever. Thanks, bye guys. I've been so excited to make this cake order for weeks, and today is finally the day. This cake is for a 6-year-old, and the theme is Kity-corn. I had no idea what that was, but the mom told me it was a cat and unicorn combined, which is the best thing I've heard ever. Step 1 was spraying an excessive amount of edible glitter over the entire cake, and then I proceeded to draw not 1, not 2, but 3 little kitties. I put 2 of them lounging on clouds and the other one flying through the sky. They each got majestic hair in a different color, which included purple, teal, and pink. I outlined everything to clean it all up and drew on their cute little faces, making sure to make their noses and paws with tiny hearts. I always think that's a super cute detail. Finally, I added on their unicorn horns and wrote "Happy 6th birthday, Ada." Once the cake was done chilling in the fridge, I painted the horns gold, and to me that just really completed the whole design. Oh my god, look at my cake, it's so pretty. You could see this thing sparkle from space. Okay, thanks. Bye guys. Welcome to another extremely long day in the life. I decorated cookies and cupcakes for the case first, but apparently didn't film that, so here's me working on my first order of the day. It's actually from my boyfriend who doesn't particularly like cake, so he requested an ice cream cake. This is actually from the weekend before Halloween, so you'll be seeing quite a few spooky cakes. I added on a bloody drip, chocolate knives, and spider webs. Then I quickly made and boxed up 5 jumbo cupcakes. Now I'm working on one of my favorite cakes of the day. They ordered a half sheet cake with a matching smash cake for a 1-year-old's birthday. Her name is Maisie, but they call her Peaches, so they wanted to do a peach themed cake. And then I mixed gold luster dust with lemon extract to make this amazing gold paint. It really made the writing pop and finished the cake design. Anyone that knows me knows this is one of my favorite colors. Now I'm stacking and icing my 2-tier cake. This needs to chill in the fridge before I can add on the other details. Next up is a half sheet golf themed cake. They didn't want it to be too extravagant, so I just drew on one of the holes with the sand on the side as well as the writing, and I crafted up this little flag topper. Now I'm decorating one of 2 cakes for a set of twins. The mom wanted to do a Taylor Swift themed cake for one of the girls. She wanted it to be based around the album Red, so we could write "I'm feeling 22" on the top. I love how the glitter cherries are a little bit darker. I think it makes it wow. The next order was for a little boy's first birthday, and it ended up being his golden birthday, which I think is so cool. We agreed to do vintage piping on the sides with gold painted accents, and they came out looking so angelic. But now it's time to focus on these amazing jewel tone colors we're using. The theme of the party was dark enchanted forest with dragons. I drew the dragon on top and then did the enchanted forest on the side of the cake. They wanted it to say "Have a magically sweet 16th," which is so cute. I love when the writing matches the cake design. And I added roses for color. Also, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I would suggest considering a cupcake cake for your next event. You can make such fun shapes and you don't have to worry about cutting and serving it. People can just come up and grab a cupcake. This is for Beatrice's first birthday. day. The overall theme was bumblebees, but they wanted to incorporate Halloween, so this is what I came up with. And this is me with an overwhelming amount of colors. The 2-tier cake was stacked and finally ready to do the vintage piping and decorations. I utilized black, purple, and gray for Halloween and added on some simple pumpkins and ghosts. That was the second to last cake, and we are finally on to the finale, which is a cookie cake for the other twin. She wanted me to draw on her cat, and I really didn't like how this was looking the whole time until I added texture with a toothpick, and that's when it really came to life. But I do think I need more practice on my pet portraits for sure. Also, apparently this cat is super grumpy, and they requested that I put a frown on it, so that was intentional. And then for comedy purposes, I gave it a party hat because it looks miserable, but it's having the best time of its life. I give you a princess. That was a lot. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye guys. Welcome back to another fun 16-hour day in the life of a cake decorator. I don't ever plan to work this much. It just kind of happens. We've been so busy lately. This was actually filmed a couple weeks ago, which is why the cake case isn't super Halloween themed yet. However, the first order of the day was Halloween themed, which was so fun. I tried my best to make creepy, scary things, and I even used red food coloring to flick blood on everything. 12 out of 10 recommend, and now I'm working on a super easy mini cupcake order. They just wanted white and sage swirls with pearl sprinkles. Then I began filling and stacking cakes that needed to go in the fridge. Now I'm icing a half-sheet cake with a firefighter theme for a 5-year-old. I started by putting on my grass and road, then adding details such as ice cream cone trees and little flames all over the place because the mom has her own fire truck topper. Next, I'm making the sister's 3rd birthday cake, which was horse themed. They came in with a picture of a cake from Pinterest they wanted me to recreate, so this is not my design idea, but I am really proud of how my horse came out. I think it's beautiful. Following that, I did this fun baby shower cake that was pumpkin themed. They wanted the writing in black, which I love because I think it made the pumpkins stand out. It said, "A sweet little pumpkin is on the way." That is so adorable. Next up was a cake for a hairstylist, so I was asked to draw on little accessories such as combs, scissors, and a blow dryer. It's pretty simple, but I really love how the colors turned out. Then I did a half sheet with pink and white flowers for a golden birthday. Once that was done, I popped it in the fridge to chill so I can later paint on gold details. After that, I decorated a quarter sheet with roses and writing. This is your reminder that it's okay to not want to spend a bunch of money on cakes. Simple cakes are so beautiful. And then it was snack time because one of the best parts of my job is I get to try a bunch of different desserts. I finished this Halloween themed cake and now I'm working on a dinosaur full sheet. I take quality control very seriously, so I had another snack. I love how this dino cake came out. I made one of those long neck ones and then one cracking out of an egg. They also wanted a matching smash cake, so I drew on the hatching dino. I hope they liked it. I thought it was adorable. The next cake order was super last minute, so we did a vibrant blue cake with vintage piping and bright tropical flowers. But hands down, one of the best cakes of the day was this wiener dog smash cake, where the wiener dogs are wearing Oktoberfest outfits and one of them's dressed like a hot dog. It was amazing. I love it. I finished the day by painting on gold accents to 3 half sheets. I'm exhausted and can't wait to sleep. Hey, thanks. Bye. Welcome to another fun 17-hour day in the life of a cake decorator. It's 6 a.m. and I had another really long day ahead of me. Right away, I started working on the cake case. I made a lot of birthday cupcakes, some sunshines, pumpkins, and footballs. Now it's time to start my first order of the day, which is a super simple half sheet. The customer wanted it white with gold writing, so I put it in the fridge before painting it. Next, I started filling and crumb coating all of my cakes that also needed to chill in the fridge. It's really important that I work on multiple orders at a time to stay on schedule. The next cake was another half sheet for a first birthday with an underwater theme. I feel like I make underwater cakes at least once a week, and I'm not mad about it because I love all the bright colors and the wavy borders. After I boxed that up, it was time to work on cake pops that were needed for an order tomorrow. I haven't done these in so long, and at first I thought it was going really well, and then this is how it was going. They are so much harder than they look, and I ended up making this giant mess, but it's okay because if I'm not making a mess, I'm not being creative enough. Next, I made 3 identical cookie cakes with soccer balls on them. Afterwards, I base iced this 8-inch 3-layer cake. It's supposed to be one of those viral butterfly cakes, but they're adding on the butterfly toppers. The next customer ordered 2 cakes, so I'm starting with the half sheet. It is for a chili fest, so she wanted a pumpkin drawn on with pretty fall leaves. The other cake she got was a quarter sheet pumpkin spice cake, and it is so delicious. I just added on more fall leaves and a little bit of glitter to make it pop. After that, I made the cutest cake of the day. It was a tiny 5-inch cake with a vegetable garden on top. This girl ordered it for her mom's 55th birthday, and I am so proud of this. Look at my cabbages. Following that, I made a bunch of cookies for a bridal shower. We actually decorate these with chocolate instead of royal icing, and I think they taste amazing. Then I went back to the first cake of the day and painted it in gold. I mixed gold luster dust with lemon extract, and it is stunning. These have been in the fridge all day, so I'm finally getting around to stacking them. I added a few supports and covered the whole thing in flowers. This picture was the inspiration, and this is what I ended up making. It's now finally time to start my last order of the day, which is a giant cupcake cake. The 6-year-old is having a Frozen themed birthday party, so I designed her a custom winter ball gown. I made the whole thing blue and then covered it in icicles, snowflakes, and so much edible glitter. I've been here for so long I couldn't stop myself, but it's okay because look at how stunning that sparkle is. My chocolate was done setting up, so I bagged the cookies individually with blue bows. Some of them had gold accents, so I put those in a box to dry overnight. And the dishes were calling my name. I don't think I've ever been so excited to do them. It's 11 p.m. and I'm so excited to leave. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. We're making another landscape cake. This time the customer requested that I draw on a lake sunset theme, which is so perfect because I'm in Wisconsin and in the middle of lake country. I'm working from top to bottom, so I'm starting with the colors of my sunset. After I blend all of those together, I draw my sun that is setting. After that, I'm adding in hills and trees to the scenery. And instead of doing the traditional colors, I did it in black and maroon to get the silhouette effect. Once I'm done smoothing out my water, I add in the same colors from the sunset to give it a reflection. This makes it a lot more realistic, and then I'm adding edible glitter because water is sparkly. Now I'm adding cattails and grass to the bottom of the cake in multiple colors. I finished by adding a swirly sunset border, which really makes the water pop. This reminds me so much of growing up in Wisconsin in the summer on the lakes. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. I'm making yet another safari-themed baby shower cake. This cake is very special to me, and not just because of how cute the animals came out, but because of the gentleman that showed up prior to this cake's pickup. The day this cake is supposed to be picked up, a guy comes up to the counter. He proceeds to ask if he is able to pay for a child's birthday cake, and he went on to explain how 9 years ago, his sister gave birth to a beautiful baby girl who sadly passed away shortly after she was born. So every year since then, he does a random act of kindness in honor of her. It ended up working out pretty perfectly because we didn't have any other kids' cakes. We just had this cake for a baby boy. We also found out that the baby girl's name was Olive, and his only request was that when the customer comes to pick up their order, we pass along a note that says #Olive's branch. I started to tear up after my manager explained this. I feel so incredibly lucky to be a part of moments like this because they're so special and remind me how much I love my job. I hope you all have a great day. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.
I made dinner tonight. Why are you having cereal?
Oh, it's dessert.
What? Oh my God.
It's cereal cake.
It's cake.
You know,
We're making a Barbie cake with a twist because the customer wanted her iconic legs to be showing, so we have to use fondant. And if you know me, you know I don't use fondant, but I looked up one YouTube tutorial, so I'm feeling qualified. I stacked and crumb-coated my cake in chocolate ganache. I covered the whole thing, and now it was time to start working on her dress. And it was looking rough, but let me tell you what the solution always is. It's glitter. After that, it was time to add a bunch of ruffles to the skirt of the dress, and this was definitely the most tedious part. I started by rolling and cutting out the fondant. Then I brushed on luster dust so my whole dress would have a nice shine. And then I did this crimpy alternating top and bottom swooshy thing to get the ruffles. Clearly, I don't really know what's going on, but as long as the final product looks nice, it's okay. I finished by attaching my Barbie with some white chocolate. I also added a belt to cover up the seam and fluffed up her hair with a fork because it's all in the details. This is the finished cake and she is giving glam. I love it. But from now on, only buttercream Barbie cakes. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. A day in my life as a cake decorator. It's 5 a.m. and I'm ready to begin. I knew this was going to be a long one, so I had to have caffeine. Fridays are the busiest day of the week for me, and I have 12 custom cakes to make, so it's game day. Before I can start on my orders, my first responsibility of the day is always the cake case. A few of the things I made included a sunflower cookie, bees flower butterfly cupcakes, and rainbow octopuses. My first order of the day was for a woman driving from Michigan, which is just insane to me, so I wanted to make her cakes really special. She got 3-inch in total, and they were all cow themed for a first birthday. This one is so cute and reminds me of a stuffed animal. After that, I got to make her 2 smash cakes. The first one, I made one of those fluffy cows that are probably one of the cutest creatures on this planet. For the other one, I made the same cow that was on the full sheet for a cute matching moment. Next, I made and boxed up some more jumbo cupcakes. Then I worked on another full sheet. It's half yellow, half chocolate cake filled with raspberry buttercream. It's for her 50th birthday, and the woman was between 2 design ideas and ultimately left it up to me. She had mentioned that they were having a pool party with orange umbrellas, and he loves tequila and bourbon. So that was my inspiration. I started by making my pool. I added piping gel to make it look wet, and then I added on these cool drink floaties. I absolutely love how this came out. Just because you're turning 50 doesn't mean you can't have the most fun sheet cake. Following that, I got to do a really simple vintage hard cake for a 21st birthday. These will forever be one of my favorite cakes. I could make them all day long. They always come out looking incredible. Here's me mixing more buttercream colors because I always need a different shade. They requested a cross to be in pastel yellow, green, and blue. Now it's time to work on an engagement cake, so hopefully she says yes. They wanted peach, ivory, and gold, so once I was done with the flowers, I put it in the fridge to chill so I could later paint the band gold. After that, I started making a 10-inch confetti cake with a basketball theme. I needed to leave a decent amount of space for writing, so I did a basketball hoop on the side with the basketball going in. The school colors are royal blue and silver, so I incorporated that in the writing as well as the borders. Next is a cupcake cake for a 3-year-old. They wanted in the shape of an electric guitar. I used 30 cupcakes in total. It got me the perfect shape, and this came out so cool. Following that, I had to make a Halloween-themed cookie cake for a 14-year-old boy. I tried my best to make it look scary, and personally, I think this is horrifying. I even flicked on red dye to make it look like blood splattered. And I finished by writing Happy Birthday, Aiden. It's now 8 p.m. and time to work on my last cake of the day. It's a gymnastics-themed cake for Clara's 8th birthday. She likes blue, green, and purple, so I used those colors in the background. And I really don't like doing people on cakes. It makes me really nervous, but she follows me on TikTok and I couldn't say no. And I almost forgot, but I still had to paint that wedding band gold. I used gold luster dust mixed with lemon extract, and it comes out amazing. Now it's time to wash my dishes, clean up, and do the same thing all over again tomorrow. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Here's a day in my life as a grocery store cake decorator. Every morning begins with the cake case, where I get to decorate large sugar cookies and jumbo cupcakes. I'm so excited. It's finally time for fall decorations. For my first order, I got to make this tropical flower. After that, I made a Packers and Bears cake for their first game. Then someone requested a cat-themed cake. So instead of drawing one on, I just made the whole thing look like a cat's face, and I accessorized it with red and orange roses. Now I'm just painting on gold for the final touch of this safari smash cake. After that, it was time to work on this pool party theme cookie. Kids are back in school, and these moms are taking full advantage. Next was a half sheet that included a koala bear in a tree and an octopus underwater. I think this came out so perfect. The next order included 2 cakes. One was an 8-inch and the other was a smash cake for a baby shower. The theme was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and they requested that it be in different shades of yellow and pink. Once that was finished, it was time to work on my final order of the day, and it was a fishing cake that said "Kiss my bass." Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I got to make a very special cake for a 5-year-old who watches my videos. She has requested a koala bear in the trees on one side and sea creatures underwater on the other. I started by painting both sides of my cake to give the illusion of a forest and water. Then I mapped out where my tree was gonna go and began on my koala. I think they're so adorable, and it's always been a dream of mine to meet one. I gave her cute little eyelashes and a flower as an accessory. After that, I piped on leaves to fill up the blank space and added more flowers for color. Now it's time to work on the other side. Straight away, I knew I wanted to do a rainbow octopus. They will forever be my favorite. I also added some seaweed and colorful coral to the bottom, as well as some little fishies in the background. Of course, I had to add blush to its cute little smile. For borders, I wanted to match the backgrounds, so half of it was green and the other half was blue. Then I got to write Happy Birthday Ryan, which I think is such a beautiful name for a girl. Ryan, I hope you had the best 6th birthday ever. I had so much fun making this. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. You think I'd be sick of dinosaur cakes at this point, but I'm not. They're my favorite thing ever, and the customer gave me total creative control to do whatever I wanted. It's for a 2-year-old girl's birthday, so naturally I decided I was gonna put 2 dinosaur BFFs partying around in a flower meadow under a rainbow with a pink sky as my background because that seems magical. Starting from left to right, I made one of those long-necked dinosaurs in yellow and my triceratops to be in teal. Also, I feel like somehow I'm starting to specialize in dinosaur cakes and and I am not mad about it. The question is not, will I be making another dinosaur cake? It's where will the dinosaurs be? Personally, I think they should be in space or underwater. What do you guys think? Continuing on, I just have to add on the final touches. For the writing, the customer wanted it to say, "Happy second birthday, Sydney." I wanted this to really pop out, so I painted it in gold and finished by adding the clouds. This is definitely tied with the beach dinosaur cake as one of my favorites. I will forever love sheet cakes. Okay, thanks, bye. It's Genshin Impact's third birthday, so today we're recreating the cake for Traveler. I started by icing the whole thing in purple and then painting on the gold accents. My favorite part was adding on the animals and flowers I made out of cake pops. They were so fun to make and I love how everything turned out. You can join the celebration by downloading the game through the App Store. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Not every day at the bakery is a 17-hour day. Most days, I only work 8 to 9 hours. I got in at 8 a.m. and started working on this cake that was due at 8:30. As you can tell, I'm still waking up, but I'm wearing my new work pants, which I was so excited about. After that, I filled the cake case, which went super fast. It just needed a simple restock of the edible cookie dough cupcakes and the birthday cupcakes. Then I began filling and crumb coating my cakes. It's so much easier to decorate a cold cake, so it's essential that they get time in the fridge. Now it's time to check my emails. I don't always get to check these every day, but I try my best to respond to you guys as soon as possible. It's finally time to start decorating orders, and I'm starting off strong with this all pink vintage heart cake. The customer was so nice and gave me total creative control, so I decorated it in various shades of pink and then topped it off with glitter cherries. I love how the design came out and think this would be so pretty to do in a rainbow of colors. Next up was this super fun unicorn cake. We don't use fondant at the bakery, so I just use ice cream cones for the horn and ears. There was so much glitter on this. I wish you guys could see it sparkle in person. It looked amazing. Then I began preparing another heart cake. It's a white cake filled with lemon curd, and it's actually going to be a wedding cake, so no pressure. While that was chilling in the fridge, I worked on a dinosaur quarter sheet. I just used a little toothpick to sketch out my design, so if I don't like it, it's very easy to smooth out and restart. This was for Edison's third birthday, which is one, such an adorable name, but two, I got to meet the family and they were so nice. It's my favorite thing getting to meet you guys. It's the best part of my day, so please always come say hi. I added some grass and leaves, and I'm really pleased with how this came out. Now it's time to work on a knitting cake. The customer requested to have it be yellow and orange for fall. I piped a knitting pattern all around the side and used a cupcake as my yarn ball. And for the knitting needles, I just used pokey and I dipped them in more chocolate and added glitter. I finished by writing "Happy Birthday, Becca," and I'm obsessed. My Nana would love this. Now it's time to stop avoiding the wedding cake. They wanted it to be all white vintage piping on the sides and on top with black writing that said "Just Married." And then they wanted it topped with red cherries. And this is the most perfect thing. It's straight out of a Pinterest board. The last cake of the day was a fall theme, and they requested that there be maroon incorporated. I used that for the writing as well as some pumpkins, and here I'm just adding leaves for final touches. We've successfully decorated 6 cakes. It's time to clean and go home. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.
Friday the 13th got the better of me. This lovely woman, Beth, came to pick up the cake her daughter ordered, and I quickly realized I didn't have the cake because I put the order form in the wrong spot, and I never made it. And no, I didn't want to tell you guys about this, but I was like, you know what? This is important to share, that no one's perfect, and it's not always about the mistakes you make, but it's how you handle them. So clearly I dropped everything and started making this cake. The theme was horses, and I was given total creative control. I started by icing the whole thing in purple, because that's the girl's favorite color. Then I etched out the horse and started filling the whole thing in. And to be clear, I was so nervous making this because I wanted it to be done in like 30 minutes. And to keep myself relaxed, I was honestly pretending like I was on one of those cake decorating shows and this was my training. I ended up being extremely lucky because the customer and her mom were so nice about it, but it was completely my error and I ended up buying the cake for them as an apology. It means so much that you guys come from near and far to order cakes from me, and I never want anyone to be disappointed in the experience. I'm so happy this all worked out in the end. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys.
I always get so excited whenever anyone orders a cupcake cake. The shapes you can make are endless, so I was extra thrilled when someone ordered a guitar. This shape was made out of 30 regular cupcakes, half yellow, half chocolate. I started by icing the whole thing in white so I would have a flat, even surface to work on. After that, I outline the entire design and I work from inside to outside. The more evenly I fill each section in, the easier it is to smooth out. Once that's done, I outline the entire design to give it a cleaner look and then continue on by adding the smaller details. This included all of the lines and strings on the electric guitar, as well as the knobs. Once it was done, I wrote "Happy 3rd birthday, Ethan," because this is for a 3-year-old, which is crazy because I'm an adult and I want this for my birthday. Let me know what you think. Thanks, bye guys. Let's make another painted cake. The customer ordered a quarter sheet red velvet cake filled with cookies and cream buttercream. They wanted a painted landscape with mountains and their border collie. I started with the sky and then began layering on the mountains, adding on multiple shades of blue, dark gray, and black. These helped show a lot of depth and give a ton of dimension. I find painting on cakes to be so relaxing and think it's so funny because I don't think I could paint like this on a canvas, but I can do it on cake. After adding on my center mountain, it was time to work on the foreground of my painting, which included some dirt and lots of pine trees, as well as their super cute border collie, which I found out later was named Hunter. He had various coloring, so I found this dog to be a little bit more difficult to draw, but he still came out so adorable. I finished it by adding super simple white borders and wrote Happy Birthday Colin in a really pretty blue color. This is the finished cake, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. I need more people to order painted cakes because this was so much fun. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Ever since I posted one cow cake, I swear 10 more people have ordered cows on cakes. I never realized how many people's favorite animals are cows. I live in Wisconsin, so it makes sense, but it also makes no sense to me. This customer ordered a half sheet cake and wanted cows drawn on to celebrate her twins' first birthday. So I drew one cow standing and the other cow sitting, so that way they're not the same, which makes it more interesting. And also I can't freehand the same design twice because it won't be identical and it will upset me. I'm also giving them some super cute accessories such as a cowboy hat and bandana. After I was done drawing on the cows, I totally realized it was missing some background scenery elements. Their color scheme was tan, browns, and turquoise, so I decided to add on some brown mountains. And these aren't supposed to be perfect. I'm just trying not to mess up my cows and give the illusion of landscape, which is exactly what it was missing. And then I wrote Weston and Winsley's first rodeo. I love when the writing refers to the theme. It's such a cute added touch. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Someone else ordered a gardening themed cake and I am so happy about it. And the customer was amazing. She told me exactly what she wanted, so it was super easy on my part. This gardening patch will be growing orange pumpkins, white pumpkins, cucumbers, and squash. These cakes are so fun because I'm just making tiny foods and miniature objects are so cute. With the top pretty much complete, I began working on the sides, starting with stalks of corn because that's another item her parents grow. Now I'm adding on the white picket fence and grass along the bottom border. For final touches, I added on vines, flowers, and the pink breast cancer ribbon. This girl's mom got her final chemo treatment last week, which is so amazing. I feel so lucky getting to make this cake for her. I did pink writing on the board and wrote what we both felt was appropriate for this occasion. This is the finished cake design, and I think it is so adorable. I want to add it to the cake book. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye, guys. Today, I got to make a very special cake for Rachel. She had her baby shower this morning, so I thought it would be a really cute surprise to post the video today. The theme was fall cottagecore with woodland animals. I decided to make the whole cake look like a tree stump and put forest animals on the top. A gray bunny and hedgehog were on the invite, and I decided to add a frog for color. After that, I added a bunch of greenery to the sides of the cake as well as red mushrooms. Once that was done, I added more foliage to the top and some really cute pumpkins. I added vines to those and burgundy flowers around the cake to add more color. There is no writing on the cake as they wanted it to speak for itself. I was told this was a very special baby, so I was honored I got to be a part of the big day. I've always wanted to make a tree stump cake, so I was super excited. Rachel, I hope you had the best time celebrating. Congrats, and please let me know if you liked the cake. Welcome to a day in my life as a lobster. I had a cake order due right at 10 a.m., so I had to get started on that. It was an 8-inch 3-layer confetti cake filled with cookies and cream buttercream, and they wanted it to look like a cow's face. I make the ears out of waffle cones, and every time I do this, I see a lot of improvement, which is very exciting. I added on a yellow flower and writing. This is the finished cake, and it is so cute. I was so relieved that that was done, and then I began decorating the case. It's a continuation of everything spooky for Halloween, and I was completely out of edible cookie dough cupcakes, so I made a bunch of those. Look how cute my tail is. This is the finished case. Now that that's complete, I had to work on a custom order for jumbo cupcakes and large sugar cookies. They were all Halloween themed from designs I've previously made in the case. And the next cake is so fun. It's a Halloween theme half sheet, and I was given total creative freedom. So once I was done goofing off, I decided to do a haunted house, and it really wasn't looking how I wanted it to until I put the roof on. Then it started to come together. I tried tried to add more dimension by using shading and drawing on cracks. I added some creepy trees as well as scenery, and I absolutely love how this came out. The orange in the windows is my favorite part. Amy, I hope you have a great 50th birthday. This was very fun to make. After that, it was time to hop on the computer and answer emails. Thank you to everyone for being so patient while I get back to you. I had 2 more orders to complete today, the first one being a Jack Skeleton cake. I used one of our licensed edible images for the top and then drew spider webs all over the sides. And for the finale, I got to make a vintage heart cake, which is my absolute favorite. The customer wanted me to replicate a design she saw from another very talented cake decorator. The design is absolutely stunning. I see why she wanted to order it. It has pink piping all over as well as red hearts and glitter cherries. That was my final cake of the day, and now I have to clean up the mess I made because lobsters have responsibilities too. I had so much fun in my costume. Happy Halloween. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to another fun 16-hour day in the life of a cake decorator. I don't ever plan to work this much. It just kind of happens. We've been so busy lately. This was actually filmed a couple weeks ago, which is why the cake case isn't super Halloween themed yet. However, the first order of the day was Halloween themed, which was so fun. I tried my best to make creepy, scary things, and I even used red food coloring to flick blood on everything. 12 out of 10 recommend, and now I'm working on a super easy mini cupcake order. They just wanted white and sage swirls with pearl sprinkles. Then I began filling and stacking cakes that needed to go in the fridge. Now I'm icing a half-sheet cake with a firefighter theme for a 5-year-old. I started by putting on my grass and road, then adding details such as ice cream cone trees and little flames all over the place because the mom has her own fire truck topper. Next, I'm making the sister's 3rd birthday cake, which was horse themed. They came in with a picture of a cake from Pinterest they wanted me to recreate, so this is not my design idea, but I am really proud of how my horse came out. I think it's beautiful. Following that, I did this fun baby shower cake that was pumpkin themed. They wanted the writing in black, which I love because I think it made the pumpkins stand out. It said, "A sweet little pumpkin is on the way." That is so adorable. Next up was a cake for a hairstylist, so I was asked to draw on little accessories such as combs, scissors, and a blow dryer. It's pretty simple, but I really love how the colors turned out. Then I did a half sheet with pink and white flowers for a golden birthday. Once that was done, I popped it in the fridge to chill so I can later paint on gold details. After that, I decorated a quarter sheet with roses and writing. This is your reminder that it's okay to not want to spend a bunch of money on cakes. Simple cakes are so beautiful. And then it was snack time because one of the best parts of my job is I get to try a bunch of different desserts. I finished this Halloween themed cake and now I'm working on a dinosaur full sheet. I take quality control very seriously, so I had another snack. I love how this dino cake came out. I made one of those long neck ones and then one cracking out of an egg. They also wanted a matching smash cake, so I drew on the hatching dino. I hope they liked it. I thought it was adorable. The next cake order was super last minute, so we did a vibrant blue cake with vintage piping and bright tropical flowers. But hands down, one of the best cakes of the day was this Wiener Dog smash cake, where the Wiener Dogs are wearing Oktoberfest outfits and one of them's dressed like a hot dog. It was amazing. I love it. I finished the day by painting on gold accents to 3 half sheets. I'm exhausted and can't wait to sleep. Okay, thanks. Bye. Today, I got to make another vintage heart cake, which will always be one of my favorite things. They wanted a chocolate cake filled with chocolate buttercream and iced in white buttercream. Something about decorating these cakes is so calming. Even watching it back, the American buttercream looks so silky. I find it so satisfying. To fill up the side, I started by doing drop lines, ruffles, and swags along with these rosettes. I even put little pearls in the center, which is going to match the writing. For the borders, I kept it pretty standard by using a shell number 22 tip. After that, I wanted to fill in the top of the cake, so I just piped out some white roses in various sizes, which really helped frame the shape of the heart. For the writing, she wanted it to say 29, and I ended up doing that in pearls, so the whole cake could stay monochrome. I think this is the prettiest cake ever. It's so angelic. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, thanks. Bye. Today, I got to make a grill-themed cake, which was so fun. I started by making all my food toppers. For the hamburgers, I just rolled out chocolate Rice Krispie treats. Next, for the corn, I put a cupcake on its side, iced the whole thing in yellow, and covered it in jelly beans. After that, I made kebabs. I sliced these fruit gummies into thin strips and then added them to the skewer with chocolates. It was finally time to ice the cake, so I frosted the whole thing in red and did grill details on the top. The next part was super easy. I just had to put on all my food creations, and I finished the hamburgers by adding little slices of cheese. This was so fun, and I feel like you guys could make this at home. Okay, thanks. Bye. help me decorate the cake case. I recently had the privilege of visiting Hawaii, so I wanted that to be the inspiration. I also wanted to say that my heart goes out to the residents in Maui, especially Lahaina. I wish you all nothing but comfort and strength during these hard times. And if any of you guys are looking for ways to help those affected by the Maui wildfires, I added a few links in my bio to different organizations that take donations. The cookies and creations I've made today will be a tribute. So far, I've decorated a hibiscus flower, a pineapple with sunglasses, a coconut drink, a green sea turtle, and now I'm working on this aloha cookie. After that, I finished the set with a simple surfboard and 2 palm trees. This summer, I've made so many fruit-themed cupcakes, but I've never done pineapples, so I knew today was the day. For the last 2, I ended up doing an underwater theme and used a chocolate shell as my topper, as well as glitter and pearl sprinkles. That is everything I made for the case. It looks so cute. I love all the vibrant colors. My favorite one is the flower. Remember, no donation is too small. Thanks, bye guys. We added a new item to the bakery. They're these adorable mini 2-tier cakes. I started with a 5-inch round cake, cut it in half, and filled it with vanilla buttercream. Then I decided to ice this cake in a light pink. So I did the bottom tier first, and once that was finished, I added a regular size cupcake on top to be my second tier. And I thought this was going to be really hard, but it wasn't too bad, so I was happy about that. And these are all going to be decorated with vintage piping, which is my favorite. I find it so therapeutic. On this one, I decided to do darker pink drop lines because I wanted to go for a monochromatic theme. Following that, I added more pink rosettes and borders. I thought it was so adorable. I knew I had to make a matching purple one. For this next one, I wanted to make it a little bit different, so instead of doing drop lines, I did these pretty ruffles. I ended up finishing it off with pearls and a purple rose on top. You can also get super creative with these and use any colors you want. I kind of want to make a rainbow collection where each cake is a different color. Let me know what you guys think. You always have the best ideas. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I had to tell a customer that I messed up their order, which is every cake decorator's worst nightmare. The customer wanted a half-sheet marble cake iced in this pretty peach buttercream, and he was ordering the cake for his wife's birthday and said that she loved sweet things, especially candies. So I started drawing stuff on the cake, and I did a pink iced donut and a vanilla cupcake. And for the other 2 corners, I decided to fill them in with these cute candies. After that, I added more sprinkles to my cupcake and glitter, of course. Next, I did a classic shell border. I did peach on top and hot pink on bottom to match the writing. For the writing, he wanted it to say happy birthday, Courtney. And immediately after writing on the cake, I knew I messed it up. So I checked the order form and it says it's also supposed to be filled with buttercream. So I called the husband and had to explain what happened, and I felt so bad, and I still do. And he was so unbelievably nice. But I still want to make things right. So if you guys need a new celebration cake, I'm available and I'll do better. Okay, thanks. Bye. It's my birthday. So shout out to everyone that guessed that I'm a Leo or a fire sign. And I thought it was the perfect time to make my Leo zodiac cake. I started by icing the whole thing in this really pretty peach color, and then began painting on darker shades of orange and yellow because my favorite color is orange, especially in sunsets. So I'm making a painted sky cake, and I added on a colorful shell border to the top and bottom. And I thought it'd be super cool to do a dainty outline of a lion's face on the top. I did that in yellow and then also added on some piped stars on the side. After letting that set in the fridge, it was time to paint some details gold. We've been testing out this edible gold paint and I'm obsessed. I can't help but want to put it on everything because I just think it looks so cool. This is the finished cake and I can't wait to cut into it later. I hope you all have an amazing weekend. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Welcome to a day in my life as a grocery store cake decorator. I start every single morning by filling my cake case with the 5-inch sugar cookies and jumbo cupcakes. There was a ton to do today, so I wanted to keep the case simple by doing sunshines, watermelons, and flowers. After that, I did 3 birthday cookie cakes for the same customer. 1 had balloons and 2 of them had flowers. Next, I had 2 orders for custom decorated cookie sets. The first set was a pink baby shower theme, and the next set was supposed to be all things wedding. And for our cookies, we just have a round shape and I do all the decorating in American buttercream. The first cake order of the day was so fun. I got to draw on a pink donut with sprinkles, a cupcake, and a bunch of cute candies. Then I put together a yellow cake filled with buttercream and strawberry, and they had their own topper, so the design was simple and colorful. I also made a super simple 8-inch 2-layer cake for Haley. Now I'm decorating a full sheet cake for Kobe's 10th birthday, which is massive. And I'm finishing my day by doing a safari baby shower cake. This is my 5th one this summer. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I'm making a cake for my ex-boyfriend's grandma. Just because we broke up doesn't mean Kathy and I have to. This woman is literally my icon. She got a 4-layer chocolate cake, iced in chocolate buttercream filled with white buttercream. She requested that the decorations be trendy and have yellow. So obviously, the only thing I could do was give her a frilly vintage cake. I've never done a sheet cake before with vintage piping, and I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely in love with the yellow and think it's so perfect because this woman is just a ray of sunshine. She also wanted some sparkles, so I did gold glitter all over the top. For the writing, there were 2 parts. For the top, it says, "Happy birthday, Mom, Kathy, Grandma." And below that, we wrote, "Happy anniversary," because she has a lot to celebrate this month. When she came to pick up the cake, we were brainstorming new ideas, and we decided to do a baking segment together, but call it Cooking with Kathy. I just think everyone should know who she is. She's also only 4'11 and a half, which is adorable. And there is our beautiful birthday girl. Please go wish her a happy birthday. She deserves it. Thanks. Bye, guys. I fully thought this cake order was a prank. The customer called to order a half-sheet marble cake decorated with dinosaurs at the beach. Then I asked if they wanted me to put any writing on the cake, and they said no, they just want the scene and for me to add on edible glitter, which initially threw me off because normally no one knows that it's called edible glitter and they just refer to it as that shiny stuff. And I mean, come on, it is just way too perfect of an order for me. I was like, this can't be real. But I proceeded to make the cake regardless of my concern. So I started with my scenery and then made my yellow and orange dino surfing. I added on 2 other dinosaurs, 1 purple and 1 green, and the purple one somehow looks like a giant turtle, and I'm not mad about it. My favorite parts of this cake are totally in the beach details, like the hula skirt, the surfboard, the seashells, and the coconut drinks. Thankfully, the people were real and did come to pick up their order. Lindsay, Lexi, and Caitlin drove all the way from Illinois to come and get it. They were so sweet, it made my whole week. I hope they loved it as much as I do. Okay, thanks, bye. I make so many cakes for 1-year-olds, and I just need to know, can 1-year-olds even eat cake? Or is this cake really just for the parents? Like, I'm sure they can have frosting, but I want to know if they can really enjoy the cake. If they can, this 1-year-old will be enjoying a chocolate cake filled with chocolate buttercream and iced in chocolate buttercream. It was so sweet. The grandma actually ordered the cake and she said that they were doing a construction theme. So I started by drawing on my truck. Then to add texture to the cake, I added on some chopped up Hershey's chocolate bars and crushed up Oreos to be my dirt and rocks, and it totally goes with the chocolate theme. After finishing that, I wanted to add more details to the other side of the cake. I decided to draw on a sign and add in some orange cones. After that, I did the writing in white to make sure it would pop, and it just says, "Happy first birthday, Tanner." I also threw on some green grass on the bottom of the cake to bring in some more color. This is the finished cake, and I can't believe this is my first construction cake. Now I want to try other vehicles. Okay, thanks, bye. The customer today is a 9-year-old, and she was so cute when she came and ordered her own cake. She wanted a 1/4 sheet marble cake iced in vanilla buttercream, and she's a dancer, so she wanted ballet shoes drawn on top. I suggested we ice the whole cake in a light pink and make the shoes in a darker pink, and her and her mom loved that idea, so that's what we ended up doing. I'm just adding the strap details. Following that, I added the tie ribbons on the top. As I was looking at them, they looked pretty boring, so we definitely needed to add some glitter and some more details. Also, if you ever see me with a salt shaker, it's not salt, it's edible glitter. The salt container just makes it super easy to tap out and get it exactly where I want it. I also added these cute little pearl sprinkles and some rosettes. And sticking with the ballerina theme, I did a ruffle border and added some pink roses. I also added a couple turquoise ones because she wanted it to say "Happy 9th birthday, Maeve" in turquoise to match the colors of her dance studio. Side note, I think that is such a beautiful name. I'm actually really surprised how much I like this design on a sheet cake, but I think it works. What do you guys think? Okay, thanks. Bye. We're making a cake for my sister and her friends, and when talking about the design, she told me not to use too much glitter, but I really just took that as a suggestion and decided to add glitter to the middle of the cake because more is more and I'm in charge. Continuing on with the cake design, I iced the whole thing in this really soft yellow, and we both agreed that there would be vintage piping on the sides and some soft pastel flowers on top. And whenever I get to do a cake with a lot of piping on it, it is so calming and peaceful. I started with drop lines and then went on to ruffles and ended with just simple shell borders. I also added some pearl sprinkles because it is for a picnic and I thought that would be cute. Next, for the flowers, I added those on and I did them in white, pink, and peach. And I finished with some leaves and a little bit more glitter on the top. This will always be one of my favorite styles of decorating. I think they're so fun and so beautiful. This is the finished cake. My sister said they loved it and they even sent me a video of them cutting it and pictures of the setup, which is sweet because I never get to see anything after my cakes are sent off. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. There's been so many baby shower cakes. I feel like I haven't decorated cake for an old person in forever. But today is the day and I am so excited. This customer wanted a 10-inch 2-layer red velvet cake iced in white buttercream. And the only instructions I was given was that they wanted the cake to be black, white, silver, and gold. And I wanted to do something that was super nice and elegant with a little bit of drama. So I decided to cover the cake in this really beautiful vintage piping, which included swags, drop lines, rosettes, and ruffles. Also, I can't find the video, but please let me know who came up with this genius toothpick idea to help with spacing because it's genius. To incorporate more gold and silver on the cake, we decided to do more glitter cherries. Now, I'm typically not a mixed metal girly, but I actually really like how this came out. For the writing on the cake, they wanted it to say 80 and fabulous. Like, that is icon behavior, and I'm obsessed. It's amazing. This is the finished cake, and it is absolutely stunning and fit for a queen. I hope the birthday girl enjoyed it and had an amazing day. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I got to make a cake for arguably one of my most important customers. We're making a cake for my boyfriend's grandma. Her name is Phyllis, and she's gonna be 83 years old, which is so fun, but whenever I get to make a cake for someone I know personally, something always goes wrong. And this was no exception. I ended up filling the cake with too much lemon curd, so it was super wobbly and oozing out, so I had to restack my whole cake. And while that was setting in the fridge, I was making this mini cake that's also filled with lemon curd to go on top of the actual cake for my frog's birthday party. Phyllis loves frogs, so I knew this had to be her theme. I'm adding on pink mushrooms all around the side to match the pink party hats. And then I needed to finish the bottom with a border, so I decided to do grass. Following that, I wanted to fill in some of the gaps by adding cute little daisies in purple and yellow. Next, for writing on top of the cake, they wanted it to say happy birthday, and I decided to do it in this darker purple. For final touches, I added a tiny amount of glitter on the baby cake and popped in her candle. Now go wish Phyllis a happy birthday in the comments because our girl deserves it. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, we're making one of our secret menu items. The customer wanted a pizza, so we're pulling out all of our tricks. For the base, we're starting with our signature homemade crust recipe and then layering on Grandma's secret sauce. And they ordered extra cheese because this is Wisconsin. So I'm starting with the spreadable cheese, and then after that, we're adding on our fresh grated mozzarella. Once all of that is on, it is time to add the customized toppings. So I'm just starting with a good amount of pepperoni. Next, I'm adding some sausage and then chucking on some olives. And for final touches, we're adding our green peppers all over. And in addition to the pizza, they wanted a customized message that said happy birthday Sully in blue. And I just had so much fun making this. I think we need to do more food items. Feel free to give me some ideas. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Dinosaur cakes are so popular, I feel like I make one at least once a week. And this week was no different. So I'm making a half-sheet yellow cake iced in our white buttercream with 2 adorable dinosaurs on it. And I don't know about any other decorators, but I need a visual when I'm trying to draw something. So I'm just using my iPad in the back. Decorated cookies are a really great reference. Otherwise, I use clip art. As you guys can see, I'm drawing 2 different types of dinosaurs. I wanted to use really fun, bright colors, so I'm doing an orange and red one and a yellow and green one. I filled them both in and smoothed them both out, and after that, I'm adding details like the ridges on their back or the spots. And I really wanted to contribute to the scene that's happening on the cake, so we added an exploding volcano and lots of greenery. Because during these times, I'm sure chaos was just erupting everywhere. And I framed my cake in blue and green borders to match the sky and the grass. For writing, I did it in this really pretty dark shade of blue, and it said, "Happy second birthday, Cameron." Finally, I filled in some gaps in the sky with some clouds, and it's done. I think it's so adorable and reminds me of a drawing in a kid's book. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Baby shower cakes are so popular, so today I got to make another one. The customer requested that it be a girly baby elephant with pinks and purples. So I'm working from left to right, starting with my elephant. First, I did my outline all in white to get the proportions right, and now I just get to color it in. I gave this baby the cutest little flower crown and some lashes. And then I did my writing before the other decorations, so my spacing wouldn't be smushed. They wanted it to say, "Congratulations on baby Vliet." Now it's time to fill up this cake with some color. So I'm going in with 3 different shades of greens to make some leaves and vines. After that, I piped on tropical flowers in pinks and purples, and I love how it came out. It made it so much more vibrant. I also put a little bit of glitter on the inside of each flower to give it some more pizzazz. Then I finished the whole cake with white and dark pink borders. This is the finished cake. The customer came in and got so excited about it. It made my day. I just love when people love their cakes. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. I've never put a cat on a cake before, but today is the day. This was a super last minute order for a very kind gentleman that wanted a yellow cake iced in chocolate buttercream with some flowers and a cat on it. I decided to make a white cat with tan stripes because I thought it'd be most cohesive on the chocolate. So I started with its head and the back of the body, working my way up to its front paws. And it looks so much more normal to me once I added a tail. And I added all of its cute little face details off camera because I needed it to be super symmetrical, and I always get nervous when I'm filming because the cake is my first priority. I'm so happy with how it came out. She is so adorable, and I gave her a cute little pink faux. Then I finished the design by adding some roses and pinks and yellows in the other corners to fill up the rest of the cake while still leaving room for the writing. He just wanted it to say happy birthday Sarah, so I did it in a light pink because pink and chocolate look so nice together in my opinion. This is the finished cake and it is so adorable. I want to do so many different kinds of animals. Okay, thanks. Bye guys. I am so in love with vintage heart cakes. The customer actually found me through TikTok, which is so insane, and said that she wanted a cake for girls' night and basically left everything up to me, so I took it from there by deciding to make a light pink heart cake with details in pastel yellow and orange. There's something about doing intricate piping on a cake that is so peaceful to me. Also, all the clips in these videos I left on regular speed so you guys can see how long it actually takes me to do things. So as you guys can see, I added drop lines, ruffles, fun borders on the bottom and the top. And to finish the sides, I just added some really adorable pink rosettes. But the coolest part about this cake hasn't even happened yet. It's what we're about to do. We're gonna add glitter cherries. So you're just supposed to lay the maraschino cherries on paper towel for all the liquid to soak up, and then you dip it straight in the edible glitter. And then you're left with these beautiful bedazzled cherries. And you can't tell me that's not absolutely stunning. Next, I wanna do a monochromatic heart cake with the matching cherries. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. We're making a beach themed cake and I'm going to be working from top to bottom. So I'm layering a bunch of really pretty colors for my sunset and then taking my spatula and smoothing them all out gives it a really blended, beautiful look. Next for the water, I always start with a light blue base and then add in a darker blue to give it some dimension. After that, I add some highlights and a little reflection before adding my glitter. Sand is super simple. I just take a beige color and mix it with a really soft yellow. Typically I do the writing last, but I did it here before adding my palm trees so that way I knew there would be plenty of room for it. Also, a few of you guys have been commenting that I'm bringing back sheet cakes and I didn't know that they left the chat, but I love them so much. They're basically like a blank canvas to me. And then you guys know it's all in the details, so I finished with 2 palm trees and did a variety of ombre tropical flowers at the bottom. It matches the sunset really nicely while also bringing more color to the bottom of the cake. The only thing I would try different next time is adding clear piping gel to my water to really make it pop. But overall, I love all the colors on this. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, we're making a cake for me, myself, and I to celebrate 1 million followers. I think heart cakes are the cutest thing ever, so we're doing a heart cake inspired by my all-time favorite bakery. It's called April's Baker. They're in London, and they do the most gorgeous vintage cakes. So I decided to try out their Painted Skies design in one of my favorite color combinations, pink, yellow, and orange. So I just did the base coat in the lighter shade of pink. I let it firm up in the fridge, and then you just go in painting the other colors and it all blends together really nicely. But the most important part of this cake is not the design, it is the writing I'm trying to accomplish. I have seen so many videos lately on people writing in the most gorgeous metallic gold. So this is me attempting that, and this one's okay, but it's not as vibrant and bright as I want it to be. The luster dust needs to make it as metallic as the highlights on my gold board, and it has to be 100% edible. I'm begging the internet gods to show this video to the right people. Cake Talk, please do your thing. Today, I got to make the most fun retirement cake I've ever made. It's for Debbie, and she's retiring from being a teacher, so school is the theme. And I really wanted to utilize the side of the cake on this as well as the top. Starting on the side of the cake, I did all my cute little doodles, such as a pencil, the iconic apple, a globe, a ruler going around the whole thing. I even did books on the side. Also, math is blue and science will always be green, and that's just a fact. For the writing, they wanted it to say Happy Retirement Debbie, so I did that in black because I had an idea to make the top of the cake look like a loose leaf sheet of paper. Following that, I wanted to fill in some gaps I noticed on the side, so I did a science beaker, music notes, and an art palette. I just finished with some doodles on the top so it didn't look so empty, which included the A+, the sun, stars, hearts, and the math symbols. This is the finished cake, and I'm so pleased with how it came out. For me, what makes a cake shine is really in the details. I'm really excited I could include a lot of them. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I got to make a pirate-themed cake. I added a tan color as my base on the top of the cake. Then I marked where my land was going to be, and I filled in the water with this beautiful blue color. After that, I started outlining and filling in where my ship was going to be, because this is going to take up most of the cake. Next, I just started adding all the details to the ship. So for starters, I did the sails, and then I went into the ship specifically and tried to add some of the wood detailing and outlining. Following that, I realized my ship looked way too nice and that there needed to be at least one black sail. So I added that in so there was a spot to do the classic skull and crossbones. From there, it was time to add on all of my land details, such as a couple palm trees, coconuts, and the treasure that they're sailing to. It was time to finish with the borders, so I did a mix of the blue water and the tan color. They wanted the writing to be in red, so I also added on a small red flag on top of the ship to make it a little bit more cohesive. I also added airbrush to dirty up the sails, and I'm so happy with how it came out. I think it looks so cool. What do you guys think? Help me decorate the cake case, Father's Day edition. I started with cookies because I had some really funny ideas. The first one is golf themed, which totally reminded me of my dad and the dad jokes he says. So we had to write best dad by par, LOL. But that's just the beginning, because after that I was like, okay, we have to do one of those cliche dad tattoos. So I started with my heart as the base and then drew the ribbon across and added leaves and flowers and finished by outlining the whole thing in black. Okay, this next one is for my fisherman. I drew a fishing rod, a fish, and wrote, "You're a real great dad," because it's mandatory that I do puns for Father's Day. After that, I made a barbecue grill out of chocolate, and that might be one of my favorites. Lastly, for the cookies, I made one for the sporty dad. It's a foam finger that says #1 dad with a basketball, baseball, and football. For cupcakes, I made matching golf ones and then finished with some blue ribbons that say #1 dad. I always have so much fun making Father's Day stuff because they're so funny and random, but everyone knows exactly which one reminds them of their dad. Okay, thanks, bye. Today, I got to make a cupcake cake, and I love making these so much. The customer wanted 4 dozen all yellow cupcakes in the shape of a 50 to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary. And they requested that it be in a variety of vibrant spring colors. So I started with the roses in a baby pink and a brighter yellow. After that, I added 2-toned purple hydrangeas. Then I added daisies in a bunch of different colors. And I tried really hard to make all the flowers a little bit different, but I was running out of options. This also took way longer than I thought it would, because I definitely underestimated the surface area I had to cover in flowers. After that, I decided it was a good time to add more roses. To finish, I added in more hydrangeas in the pink and yellow and the blue and white to fill in any of the bigger gaps before adding my leaves. And yes, I put edible glitter on the entire thing and it looked magical. I also told my boss we had to add this to the cake book because it is so fun and easy to do in different numbers and initials. Plus, this would look so good in other color schemes, like more muted ones for fall. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Let's make my redemption butterfly cake. The customer wanted a yellow cake iced in white buttercream with purple and blue butterflies. And I was stressed because I needed this to be better than the last one. They wanted it iced in white buttercream, and I was like, that's lame, so we chose light purple instead. And my boss actually bought me butterfly cookie cutters, so it was so much easier to do this time. Also, last minute, I decided I wasn't going to do the writing on top of the cake, so I transferred it onto a bigger board. And there was a lot of debate in my head and with my boss how I should do the butterflies different this time, and ultimately we decided to do the butterfly wing details in a matching color and their bodies in white. And I am so happy with how these came out. I was so worried, but this is a huge improvement. And then I added some fun piping, pearls, and they also wanted purple and blue roses. Lastly, they wanted it to say happy 6th birthday Tegan, so I did that in blue to make the butterflies pop. The customer said she loved the butterflies and the purple base, so yay. Okay, thanks, bye guys. Today, I got to make a cake for a 7-year-old named Evelyn, and her mom gave me total creative control, which is always my favorite, and the only request was that it had to be super girly. And I didn't just want to do flowers because I do flowers all the time and it is so boring, so I wanted to mix it up. So instead, I decided to do a really cute doodle cake. And the fun thing about this is that I could just do whatever I wanted and be super creative, and there is no right and wrong. And I can kind of make it look jumbled and disorganized because that's what's so fun about it, is that you just turn the cake around and see all the fun stuff going on. So I tried to channel my inner child, and I came up with rainbows, hearts, flowers, cherries, ocean waves, rainbow cheetah print, which is probably my favorite. For the writing on top, they just wanted it to say happy 7th birthday Evelyn, so I did that in light pink because pink and chocolate looks so good. And I had to come up with even more new stuff, so I did suns, stars, hearts. Also, I know that there's so much going on, but I think that's what makes it so fun and creative and girly. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I got to decorate a really fun cake, and the theme was planes, trains, and automobiles. They gave me an inspo photo that you guys can see in the corner, but they actually just Googled it, I think, from someone's old invitation just so I could get the theme, which was super helpful. So I started by doing all of my background, the sky, the hill, and the street. And then working from bottom to top, I started with the cars. I was able to fit on 3 vehicles, which I was super happy about, and then also having space for the train and the airplane. Before adding all the little details, I had a snack break. I just had my lemon poppy seed muffin with my bloom juice, and the lemon and mango tasted so good. This is where the cake starts to come alive. I added on all my finishing touches like my broccoli trees and the train details. After that, it was time to do the writing. They just wanted it to say Sully is 2 written on a banner in the sky. And this is the final cake. I'm so happy with it. I didn't even have to use glitter. Now that's an accomplishment. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Today, I got to make a cake order for a girl who found me on TikTok. She wanted a quarter sheet marble cake iced in white buttercream. For decorations, she requested that there be a black lab and a soccer ball theme on the cake. And I never really get to do a lot of dogs, especially labs, so this was brand new for me. So I started by doing my outline in white, so that way if there's any mistakes, I can just scrape it off and start over. Thankfully, I was able to freehand it on the first try, which I was really excited about. I filled the dog in with a bit of a softer black and then outlined him in a darker one. So that way it's easier to see all of its features. And then I figured the best way to incorporate the soccer ball theme was to just have him sitting next to a soccer ball. So I added that on and I made sure to outline everything so it looked really clean. For finishing touches, I just added on some grass to make it look more natural. She just wanted it to say Happy Birthday Ryan, and I chose to do the writing in a lighter green to just add some more color. And you guys, the girl that ordered this was so sweet. Unfortunately, I didn't get to hand out the cake. So Hannah, if you're watching, please let me know what you think. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. You guys, we have such big news. Really early this morning, we hit 1 million followers. And it just blows my mind that many of you enjoy cake as much as I do. So as the first of many celebrations, let's talk about this watermelon cake I got to decorate. The customer gave me full creative control and just requested that it be watermelon themed. She also said her daughter was really girly, so that's why we did the vintage piping, because I think it's so frilly and girly. So I iced the whole thing in this really pretty pink and then accented the other colors in the piping. And of course, a watermelon is not finished without the seeds. Then for writing on top, they just wanted it to say Happy Birthday Megan, which I chose to do in a lighter pink. I am completely obsessed with the design, and it's actually inspired by another really talented cake decorator who I'll tag. This was so much fun. I want to do this with other fruits because I love vintage cakes so much and I never get to make them. Also, thanks again for 1 million. I'm so happy you're all here. Okay, thanks. Bye. Let's make a butterfly cake that I was very disappointed with. The customer wanted 4 butterflies and for them to be different shades of purple and blue. So, you know, everything's fine. I'm getting the colors on there, smoothing it out. And then it's time for me to add black. And things took a turn because what is that? That is something I never want to see again, so I scraped it off immediately. But we had to be resilient and keep trying. So this time I didn't blend the black edges and I think it looks better. The blue one I'm working on now is probably my favorite and I still despise that other butterfly. And you know, I'm thinking I've come pretty far, right? Considering I didn't like this cake whatsoever at the beginning and now I'm starting to come around and like it. For finishing touches on the butterflies, I added their little bodies and antennas. I also added some green swirly vines and rosebuds. And here is where I made the fatal error of doing the writing in blue, when it so obviously should have been in purple. Because of that, I went back to not liking this cake, and it will probably bother me for about 2 weeks. Someone else order a butterfly cake. I have to redeem myself. Skating at Titletown is coming soon. I was challenged to recreate Hy-Vee Plaza and Aaron's Hill. I started by cutting my cake to match the shape of the plaza. After I iced my whole cake in white buttercream, I mapped out where my ice was going to go. Because I wanted to carve away some of the buttercream and fill it with gelatin dessert, I thought this was the perfect technique to get a translucent effect, and I've always wanted to try it. Then I sprayed it with glitter and began working on my marshmallow treats. These are going to be used to sculpt the hill. This had to be done pretty quickly while the mixture was still warm. When I got my desired shape, I let it cool for a little bit, gave it a crumb coat, and then covered the whole thing in chocolate buttercream. Here, I'm adding the Titletown logo with an edible image I printed. And now it's finally time to assemble so this masterpiece can come to life. First order of business is adding fresh snow where the kids can go tubing. Next, I added the lit up trees in the center of the plaza, using ice cream cones, green frosting, and gold sprinkles. Now, I'm adding the little lounge area, which has benches and a fireplace to stay warm. Finally, I added on the green and gold tubes. And this cake is complete. I am so proud of how this came out. And I'm so excited for this winter season. I hope to see some of you guys there.